Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the liberal loudmouth. So there's a couple of things that I'm probably going to piss everybody off with here, but it's related to Dagny Benedict, or as some are saying, Nez or Nex Benedict, however you pronounce that name. There is a lot of vitriolic messaging going on online, and there for a couple of reasons. And it appears that the left wants this to be a hate crime. They want so badly for this child to have been beaten because of their non-binary status. You can just tell it online. They've already made up their decision that Dagny or Nez, what have you, was killed because they were a they them pronoun, and they identified as neither male nor female. It appears that they really, really want this, or need this, I should say, to have been a hate crime. And to me, this is disgusting behavior from humans. That you're just so adamant that this was about a child's non-binary status. Now, don't get me wrong. If I walk outside and the ground is all wet everywhere I look, I think it's safe to assume that it rained. So I understand that people are going to run with this conclusion, but we don't currently know exactly why the fight happened. We don't know. That's what the investigation is for. But what we do know is that this child was beaten in a school. The school did not call the police or an ambulance, despite people reporting that they couldn't walk even to the nurse's station, or had a hard time walking to the nurse's station. And that, at this moment in time, that is something that we need to focus on. The reason for the beatdown in the bathroom by these older girls is secondary to that, in my opinion, because we don't want this to happen in the future. There are bigots everywhere, no matter where you go, who you are, what you believe, what type of thing you are that may bring hatred towards you for being that thing. That's always going to exist, and you can't really get rid of that. People will always feel it. It's just going to be there. But what we can do is solve the issues where a school is so opposed to having a incident happen at their school that they're like, well, it was just a fight, and we're just, we're not going to call the police because then we have to file reports, and then it becomes a thing, and then maybe the news media comes in here to ask questions, and we just don't want that. So they'll be fine. We're going to cross our fingers and just assume nothing bad is going to happen, and then a day later that child is dead. That is a failure on multiple levels, multiple levels. These are two different things. The issue with the school, which we do know is a problem and needs to be fixed. Secondary to that is the reason that this child was beaten in the first place. And now this is where Republicans, these far-right conservative cult members who latch onto every disgusting thing that they can just so that they can prove their point, much the same way that the left is going out there, you're misgendering and you're mispronouncing and you're dead naming and et cetera, you're a bigot. The right is about to do that as well, because there are some out there that are saying that Dagny was born a man. I don't know this to be true, nor do I even care if it's true. It doesn't matter to me at all. But there are people out there that are claiming that Dagny was a boy who was in the girls' bathroom and thus deserved to get beat. That is horrendous to me. That is absolutely horrendous to me. And I don't know the gender of this child at birth. I don't know, nor do I give a shit, nor would I even ask anybody, because it's so irrelevant to what happened to the child. It is totally irrelevant, in my opinion. And if that's true, It furthers the point that we need unisex bathrooms in every school across the country, from kindergarten all the way up until high school. And when you build your stalls, you build the stalls from floor all the way to ceiling so that nobody can see in the stall and only one person can fit in the stall, and boys and girls and non-binary alike can shit in their own privacy to their heart's desire, because let's face it, nobody at a public school wants to go into the bathroom and use the restroom. Hell, even as adults, it's kind of uncomfortable and awkward to be in there taking a dump while there are people around you. It's a little awkward, and it always will be. So most people that go into the bathroom who just need to use the restroom, they go in there, do their business, and they leave. Now, there are some that use the bathroom as their hangout spot because there's no monitors there. And then you end up with issues like what we're seeing right now. If you had a unisex bathroom, this would be less of an issue. A child would be able to lock themselves inside of that stall in order to save themselves from certain instances. Or if you had somebody that was in the bathroom monitoring these children, they wouldn't be able to see into the stalls, thus negating the issue of having a grown adult in a bathroom in a high school standing there watching everybody, which is kind of weird and ripe for people to do bad things with. So if your urinals and your stalls are floor to ceiling, you can't see into them, solves that problem. Unisex bathrooms fixes all of that. So the people on the right, they're going to be claiming that this child deserved it, and that to me is even, oh my God, that is so much worse than somebody being upset about dead naming or mispronouncing or misgendering or whatever. But people are so stuck in their need to push their own agenda or their own beliefs or their own narrative that's in their head that they latch on to these things that don't really make much of a difference and try to force it down your throat. No, you're a bigot because you dead named. This is coming from people that don't even know this child. I don't know this child, but my child knew this child, and my child said that their name was Dagny in school. But it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that this happened. There were things that could have prevented this from being, a murder, but it didn't. And now we're here. So stop bitching about it. Stop bitching about things that don't matter. Let's finally, at some point, come together, left and right, and figure this shit out. I think maybe all of us as adults can acknowledge that we don't want our kids going into a fucking bathroom at school and getting beaten. Whether they were non-binary, straight, cis, whatever the fuck, no matter what they were, what they believed, what they thought, we don't want that in school. Can we all just fucking agree on that? Is that too much to ask, do you think? Do you think that's just too damn much to ask? My God. You're sick. Focus on what we can change. Focus on what's important. Stop fucking with everybody about things that you don't even know about. Can we please just acknowledge that having a child die in a school is not a good thing? Fuck. That's all I got to say about that. This is the liberal loudmouth. Peace.